Good morning, dears, and welcome back to your physics class. Okay, so thus we understood what is refraction of light and what is refractive index, absolute refractive index, that kind of things, right? So now we have to know what is optical density. Okay, so we have been using this term, but optically rarer or denser medium, rarer medium, like that. Okay, when we discussed about the refraction through a rectangular glass slab, there we used the terms rarer medium, denser medium, like that things. So now we have to know what actually this rarer medium or this denser medium tells about us. That is, it means the optical density of the medium. Okay, so the ability of a medium to refract light is also expressed in terms of optical density, right? That is, the term optical density is related to the refraction of light through a medium. Okay, that means the ability of a medium to refract light through it is expressed in terms of optical density, and this optical density is also connected with the refractive index, right? So the parameter refractive index, which tells us about the optical density of the medium. Okay, so we know optical density is totally different from mass density. You know what is mass density? Mass density, we generally represent density as mass density, right? So it is what? Mass by volume. But optical density is totally different from this. Okay, optical density we can say by knowing refractive index of the medium. That means refractive index we can represent it with the letter small n, right? So for a medium with a refractive index n, we can say while comparing two medias, the refractive index is greater for a medium with respect to another medium, then the medium will be optically denser. And if the refractive index is smaller when compared to another medium, then that medium will be optically rarer. Okay, so this is the parameter which tells us about the optical density of the medium, right? Refractive index. Okay, so while comparing two media, we can say the medium with greater n value, that means greater refractive index, is optically denser, and the medium with a smaller or lesser refractive index is optically rarer medium. Okay, so the optical density we can express, or we can say, while knowing the refractive index of the medium. Okay, and the light travels through optically denser medium with slow speed. That means while comparing these two medias, that means optically rarer medium, light travels with this higher speed than that of optically denser medium. Okay, so that is when light travels, whenever a light travels from, we can see the difference. That means the speed of light will changes when the optical density of the medium changes, right? So whenever a light passes from an optically rarer medium to optically denser medium, what will happen to the direction of light ray? So we can see here, that is, this is the interface of two medium. Here we have an optically rarer medium. This is first medium. Okay, and here denser medium, that is second. Okay, so now a light ray passes from an optically rarer medium to a denser medium, that is, this is the incident ray, and we have to draw a normal like this. Okay. And what will happen to this ray? If there is no refraction or there is no change in the optical density, then what this refracted ray pass like this, right? But here the density, optical density changes from rarer medium to denser. Okay, so what will happen? The refracted ray bend towards the normal. That means the direction changes. That is, it is the refracted incident angle and it is the refracted angle. Okay, so whenever a light passes from a rarer medium to a denser medium, what happens? Yeah, it bend towards the normal. Okay, so it bend towards the normal. And what happens whenever a light ray travels from a denser medium to a rarer medium? You can see here the normal, and what happens? Yeah, it will bend away from the normal. This is the refracted ray and this is the incident ray. Somewhat clearly I can draw this more clearly because this may be like a straight line, right? So we can draw like this. This is the incident ray and this is the refracted ray, right? So this is the incident angle, this is the refracted angle. So from a denser medium to a rarer medium, when a light passes from a denser medium to a rarer medium, what happens? Yeah, it bends away from the normal. That means in denser medium, the speed of light is somewhat slower than that of rarer medium, right? That is, here the speed of light is greater while comparing to this media, right? So the speed decreases and what happens? It bends towards the normal, right? We can clear it by knowing what. Suppose sin I by sin R, we know what is this value. This value is what? N21, right? That is refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium. Suppose this is what? Suppose this is greater than 1. Okay. So greater than 1. That means what? N21 is greater than 1. Okay. So we can write this as N2 by N1. That is greater than 1. Okay. And we can interchange this while cross multiplying. That means N2 is greater than N1, which means N2 is what? N2 having greater refractive index. That means N2 is what? Denser medium and N1 is rarer medium. And one more thing we can do from the here, that is sin I by sin R is greater than 1, which means what? Sin I, we can like this. Okay, we can do like this. So sin I is greater than sin R, right? And we can get from this I is greater than what? R. What is this? This indicate I is greater than R means I is the incident angle, right? And R is the refracted angle. So here we can see I is greater than that of R. That is, it bends towards the normal. That means this angle decreases, right? This angle decreases. That is, I is greater than R, or we can say R is smaller than I. That is, refracted angle is smaller than incident angle. That means the refracted ray bend towards the normal. In the case of a light travels from rarer medium to denser medium. Here also we can see what when a light ray travels from denser medium to a rarer medium, what happens? The light ray bends away from the normal. That means here we know that I is less than that of R. Okay. So I is less than that of R. Okay, so thus we know what is optical density and what happens when a light ray travels from a denser medium to a rarer medium. It will bend, how it will bend, right? So these are things we are familiar with these all things, right? That is when we discussed about what refraction through a rectangular glass slab. These all things we have already discussed there. Okay, so this is actually what happens there. Okay, so that is about optical density. Okay, so in this chapter we have been saying, or we have been using rarer and denser medium in the sense optical density, right? Okay, so that's about optical density and refractive index. Okay, so now we will see how the refraction happens through a lens. Okay, so we have to study about spherical lenses, right? So what do you mean by lenses or lens? What do you mean by lens? Yeah, lens may have what? Two surfaces, right? Yeah, it is a transparent material bound by two surfaces, of which one or both surfaces are spherical. That forms a lens, right? So you have a transparent material bound by two spherical surfaces, right? Of which one or both surfaces are spherical. That means suppose it may like this. This is a lens. That is, it is a spherical surface. It is also another spherical surface. These bound together to form a lens. And suppose it may like this. Right? This is one spherical surface. This is another spherical surface. Right? And suppose it may be like this. Both the spherical surfaces like this, and it may be like this, one plane surface and one spherical surface, like that. Okay, so there are different kind of lenses, or we can see different kind of lenses by changing the combination of these two surfaces, right? So it is an optical medium which has two surfaces, of which at least one being spherical, right? So these all are lenses, right? Here both the surfaces are spherical. Here also both the surfaces are spherical. Here also both surfaces are spherical. But here one is plane and another one is spherical. This is also a lens, right? So there are different kind of lenses. Okay, so it is broadly divided into two categories, right? That is simple lenses and compound lenses. We just know what is simple lenses and compound lenses. We don't. It is no need of studying detailed about compound lenses like that. Okay. So in this chapter we study only about what? Simple lenses, right? So we can see what are simple lenses. Simple lenses means this is a simple lens, this is also a simple lens, and compound lens means a combination of simple lenses. Two or more simple lenses combined to form a compound lens. These compound lens you can see from where you can see in the cameras or video recorders, like that things uses what? Compound lenses. Okay, so don't worry about that. We have to study what? Simple lenses. Okay, so this what you can see from here, this lens have two surfaces, both are bulged, right? That means whenever you study about spherical mirrors, you can see this is suppose it is a spherical mirror, that is this is non-reflecting part, this is reflecting part. So what you can see from here, which mirror is this? Yeah, it is a convex mirror, that is the reflecting part bulged outside, right? So like that we have convex lenses as well as concave lenses, right? So in this simple lens, it includes biconvex lens and biconcave lens, like that. So biconvex lens means both the surfaces are convex, right? So this is a biconvex, or we can see it's a double convex lens, that is both the surfaces are bulged outside. Okay, so that is convex lens. Okay, here it is a lens may have two spherical surfaces bulging outwards, that is this one, bulging outwards. Such lens is called double convex lens. So this is what? This is a double convex lens. This is a double convex lens. Okay, and you can see, you can say this as biconvex lens, or simply we can see this is a convex lens. Okay, so lenses should have two surfaces, what? It may be one spherical or one plane, like that. So simply we can see these two surfaces are convex, and we can see this as convex lens. Okay, or we can say double convex, or we can say biconvex, like that. Okay, so it is a convex lens, and it is also known as converging light. That means it converges light. So you can see the figure in your textbooks, that is converging action of convex lens, that is 10.12, 10.12a. Okay, so that is a converging mirror, converging lens. That means when light ray passes through this lens, what happens? These all are incident rays. What happens? After refraction, these all rays converges to a point. Okay, so these all rays converges to a point. So this lens is also known as converging lens. Okay, so you should know what is converging mirror and what is converging lens. Okay, so first you understand, or you understood what converging mirror, and then you study about converging lens. Okay, so while studying when you study this chapter, you should understand the mirror part thoroughly. Okay, you should study the mirror part thoroughly, otherwise you will get confused. Okay, you might get confused, because in the case of mirror, concave mirror is converging mirror, right? But in the case of lenses, convex lens is converging. Okay, so you should study both these thoroughly. Okay, you don't, but if you are confused, then it will make more confusion in the time of exams, right? So you should study your mirror part well, and after that you should study the lens part. Okay, otherwise you might get confused. And it is about double convex lens or convex lens. Okay, so this is convex lens, and here another lens. This is what? This is a concave lens. So what do you mean by concave lens? Concave lens means both the surfaces, both the spherical surfaces are concave. That means both the spherical surfaces, but bounded here similarly a double concave lens is bounded by two spherical surfaces curved inwards. Okay, so these two surfaces are curved inwards. That means this is a concave lens. Okay, So this is a double concave lens, or we can say this as a biconcave mirror, or simply we can see this we can say this as concave lens. Okay, so these are two lenses we have to study more detail. Okay, so double convex lens is also known as convex lens. Here double concave lens is also known as concave lens. And one more thing, here we see the convex lens is converging lens, right? And similarly we can see here what the incident rays are passed like this through the lens, and what happens after refraction, they pass like this. Okay, so what happens, these all rays are diverging. Okay, diverging from a point. Okay, this appears to diverging from a point. So we can see double concave lens or concave lens is a diverging lens, right? So in the case of mirror, concave mirror is converging, but in the case of lenses, concave lens is diverging lens. So this is diverging lens. Okay, so in the figure 10.12 it is also given diverging action of a concave lens. Okay, so you can refer that figure also. Okay, so that's about the convex lens and concave lens. Okay, so now we have to study the terminologies. Similar to that of mirror part, here also there are some terminologies used in the spherical lenses. Okay, so we can look into that. First one is the what in the case of mirrors, when we studied mirrors, we know the center of mirror. This is known as what? Pole. Center of a spherical mirror is that means the reflecting center of reflecting part is known as what? Pole. Similar to the pole or analogous to this pole, lenses have a center. That means if we take a convex lens, we can see here somewhere here it has a center, right? So this center is known as optical center of the lens. So first one is optical center. So what is optical center? Optical center is the center of the lens. Okay, center of the lens. It is analogous to what? Analogous to pole in the case of mirrors, right? So first one is optical center. And next, what is principal axis? Like mirrors, the lenses have also principal axis that will join optical center to what? The center of curvatures of these two spherical surfaces, right? So second one, principal axis. Okay, so what is principal axis? The line which joins with the centers of curvature of two spherical surfaces. So okay, so we have to know what is centers of curvature. That is, the center of the lenses have two spherical surfaces, right? Convex lens and concave lens both have two spherical surfaces, right? Each of these surfaces forms a part of sphere, right? Each of these surfaces forms a part of sphere, right? These have another sphere, right? So each of these surfaces forms a part of sphere, right? And the centers of these spheres are called center of curvature of lens, right? So lenses have two center of curvature, right? So here this surface have one center of curvature, that means from somewhere here, right? And also this surface have also another center of curvature, right? So we can represent this as C1 and this as C2, right? So lenses have two center of curvatures. Okay, that is, since there are two center of curvatures, we may represent them as C1 and C2, right? And we know what is principal axis. Principal axis is the imaginary straight line passing through the two center of curvatures of the lens. Okay, so that is principal axis. Okay, so now we know what is center of curvature. Okay, so this C1 and C2 are there. Okay, and what is optical center? It is O. Okay, so what are the other terms used in the lenses? Yeah, similar to that of what? Mirrors. There is also radius of curvatures, right? So both the surfaces have radius of curvature. So in the case of lenses, there will be two radii of curvatures. Okay, for this spherical surface, one is there, and this spherical surface also have radius of curvature, right? So there is also two radii of curvatures, R1 and R2, right? R1 and R2 are there. Okay, and next, what is next? Principal focus. Okay, so there is also two principal foci are there. Okay, that is, for these surfaces, this surface and this surface also there will be two principal foci. That is, these surfaces have one principal focus. That means if a light ray passes like this parallel to principal axis, what happens after refraction? It will pass like this. Okay, like this. So this point where all the refracted lines are converges, then that is principal focus. So here we have principal focus, that is F2. And also when the light ray incident on this surface, also there in this side also there will be a principal focus, right? So here we have F1. Okay, so there will be two principal foci are there, right? So what is principal focus or principal foci? Actually, where the rays are converging. Okay, so actually the rays are converging at a point. That point is known as principal focus. Okay, so there will be two principal foci are there. Okay, that's about principal focus. And also in the case of a diverging lens, also the rays appear to diverge from a point. Right? These rays appears to diverge from a point, and this point is known as the principal focus of this concave spherical surface. And also there will be another principal focus on the other side of this lens. Okay, so there should be two principal foci, F1 and F2. Okay, so that is principal foci. Okay, so that are the terms or that are the terminologies used in spherical lenses. Okay, so all these are same as that of mirrors, right? Only difference is here optical center, right? It is analogous to pole, and both and all other things, center of curvature, radii of curvature, principal axis, and what principal focus are similar both in spherical mirrors and spherical lenses. Okay, so these are the terminologies used in lenses. Okay, so now we studied what are spherical lenses and what are the terminologies used in spherical lenses. Okay, so in the next class we have to study how the refraction happens through spherical lenses, and we have to know the ray diagrams, about the ray diagrams and all that all things. Okay, so we can meet in the next class and we can study that things in the next class. Okay, so you just study and you just write the what about the lenses, spherical lenses. Okay, so we can meet in the next class. Till then, take care and thank you.